And here we are back in Skyrim. Yes, it is Skyrim, as you can see at the top of the screen. It is Skyrim, though the background is different, but that is different for a reason. So yeah, we are looking at 4 mods today, but I'm going to bundle 2 of them together because they're basically made by the same person, ported by the same person, and they're very similar. So it is technically 4 mods, but there's going to be 3 segments, basically. But right, so let's just address the elephant in the room with mod number 1, which is Untarnished UI, Sky UI by Seago Ports. Now, I'm just putting the by in that one because in the ways of the creators of the mod, it's a whole bunch of people, and so it's not going to be in the anywhere in like any kind of like title card thing that I put on the screen. Now I've just realised I now need to actually put it up to the top rather than at the bottom of the screen because I'm at the bottom where I'm normally at the top. The oversight. And yeah, so basically if you want to see who actually made this, all you need to do is obviously will be just to go to the actual mod, download the mod, look in the description, and they give all the credit to the actual makers there. So basically what it does is that it does change the starting menu screen, and as you can see it's kind of centralized it, and the music is different. In a way, so I think the music is just the general soundtrack of the game. It's not the same soundtrack over and over. And obviously Sky UI itself has been around for a little while, but I think this is kind of like a simplified version of it, in a way of like, you can see that it's taken some inspiration with some of the icons and stuff like that, which we'll show you in a second. But you know, some of the icons and stuff like that are from Sky UI if you are familiar with Sky UI. But it's kind of like there's a little bit less detail in some of the boxes. So I will quickly go into the game and I will basically give you a quick visual demonstration. Right, so here we are in the game, and obviously it's a bit hard to see at the moment because I tend to have my HUD turned down a little bit. But the compass, for example, is actually kind of lowered down, and it's no longer the box. You might be able to kind of see it if I move it up to there. You can see it up there now. It's kind of been lowered down. It's not its own little box. If we then go onto the pause menu, as you can see, it's there's a change in font. The box is more of a plain box, but. And so you got there is a form of progress bar at the bottom, and I think that's for your level, I think, if I'm coming correctly. And you have the date just down here, though the year doesn't quite fit in. It's the 4th era 2 something. But that probably still oversight and so on. But yeah, and so. Now, where there's slight similarities do come in with Sky UI, I mean, which is not this, but as you can see, that's your magic, there's your map, there's your skills, and here's your items. So if you look at how the magic, but this is where it has kind of similarity to Sky UI, as it has like all the, it has a bunch of the icons. The icons are based off some of the stuff that's from Sky UI. In the ways of the actual layout of it is based off Sky UI a little bit. It's just been. I think general layout's the same. It's just a little bit less decorative than what Sky UI is. I think Sky UI tends to have a bit more like decorative, like borders with the boxes and stuff like that. And then obviously if we go to items, it's the same thing. You have the ability to sort of like move, like you can use like owl, like all your like owl wires and stuff like that to kind of sort of like navigate and to like read. So you can move along like the types and the armor and weight and all this kind of thing to sort of like change around to basically like change around the list. So if you want to find like say what's the highest value item, you put the little green marker by value, and then it puts the highest value at the top. I think you can change it again somehow. I think there's a way to change it again, but I can't quite remember. It gives you a list of controls in the description as well anyway. But but that's kind of it. It's nothing spectacular. But it's a nice little. If if you're a bit bored of the, you know, the usual HUD, it's a nice little touch. You can get Sky UI as well if you wanted to, but if and I think there's a couple of different variations of this as well. I'm just looking at the untarnished UI, but I think there's some other ones that were there that were sort of based around Sky UI as well. But I thought I'll show off this one a little bit, primarily because of it has that starting screen, and also the load screens are a bit more interesting because it has these that like kind of like that fire of like little bits of ember flying through actually also on the actual load screen. But that's it for this one. So this was untarnished UI, Sky UI, and I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself or bookmark it further down the line, or you can just use its name and then just type in Sky UI and you'll probably get a bunch of others if you want to try it. But right, so we're done with mod number 1. Now we're going to move on to mod number 2, which is basically it's two mods. I'm bumping two mods together because it's basically same author, same porter, and a common person who ends up appearing in pretty much all the Virgin videos that I do at the moment. So fun. Let's just go and have a look, and for that I'm literally just gonna go over there. Alright, here we are with mod number 2, and so and 3 I suppose to a degree, and so this is going to be I'm going to say Rocker because it's ROCA, and L Sherwood Huntress. Now these again are made by Alexi and ported by Xtudo, and the same as always, you do need to craft the manuals to be able to actually make the actual armors themselves, which you can just do at the tanning rack, and I think it's one piece of leather. That's it. It's nothing too hard. So then you have the Roker armor crafting manual and the Sherwood Huntress crafting manual. After that, no other smithing perks are needed. You only just need the manuals. Right. So we'll have I'll give you a quick look at the Roker because it's on the tanning rack. So with the Roker, for example, you can make some earrings, you can make some gloves, you can add hair technically if you want to, a few bits and pieces, shoes, you can have a tail if you like, so if you're furry, you might like this. Or if you just like like that kind of style of thing, you might like this. And you got tops, and then that's kind of it. So you got a few like different colorations, different kind of looks for it. And the same with the Sherwood, but the Roker is all within the tanning rack, and the Sherwood Huntress is all within the forge. The only thing I can't tell you is which category the Sherwood actually falls under in the forge, because one problem with this untarnished UI is that it puts everything together. So you can't categorise if it's steel or leather or hide or Daedric. So you kind of just have to go with the menu. That's the only downside. But right, so I'm going to make a few different variations of the Roker and a couple of different variations of the Sherwood, and I'll just basically show them off in a little montage. So I'll be back after the montage. and that's it. So yeah, so this is not all of them. Obviously, there are a couple more variations. I think there's 2 more color variations of the Sherwood, and there was 3 more color variations of the Roker. I just thought I'll just give you just a brief little look at it, and just to wet the whistle, basically. But right, and yeah, and just looking at like the actual like armor typing. Now there is obviously the Sherwood as well. There is actually a unarmored version of this as well. So if you're playing kind of more as a mage, and you have the mage armor perk, then you can kind of tie the 2 together if you want to as well. And yeah, in the way to the actual armor, it doesn't look like with both of them. It looks like they're not like too overpowered. So I think it does have balance within the thing, at least a little bit of balance. So it's not like overpowered. So you shouldn't be like almighty powerful person, basically, with it. But right, so that's going to be it for this one. There will be a link in the description below if you want to both of them. Individually, obviously, if you want to try them out for yourself or bookmark it for later down the line, because I had some, I think I had some older ones bookmarked, and I think I removed them. I think I'm looking out correctly. But anyway, these ones will be, link in the description if you want them, or bookmark them. Entirely up to you. But right, so we are going to move on to the final mod of this video, and for that, I kind of need to actually leave the game for a second, and we are going to go to a different dimension of art. Alright, and here we are with mod number 3, which is a Ghibli Skyrim, and so I've gone for the all-in-one 512 version. I think there are a couple of different versions of this, and so I think there's, I think I saw 2 other ones, but they were sort of like, this is the all-in-one version I'm looking at, but I think the other 2 were like, they were 2 separate ones, doing 2 different separate things. But I've gone for the all-in-one, and yeah, as you can basically see, it kind of gives the game and a lot of the textures a kind of cartoony Studio Ghibli look to a degree. Well, all these basically the textures are inspired by Studio Ghibli. But so it is definitely a very cartoony look. It's definitely very bright. It's definitely very vibrant colours. Now I don't know how far to an extent this goes in the way of. I'm gonna have a look in the interior in a second, but I am gonna we'll look at some other ones. I'm not going to just look at Whiterun. We'll go around. I'll have a look at a couple of other places and sort of get an idea just what some other places, because obviously different places have different looks. But what I'm just going to quickly do is I am going to go and have a look in Dragon's Reach. But one thing to bear in mind, obviously, with this is you are going to basically, if you want to run this, your best bet is to basically not to really have any other mods that basically it'll alter textures or whatever like that, because there may be collisions. So that's one thing to bear in mind. Since this is not a one, this changes a lot of things, but it does explain in the description what they are. But it changes a lot of obviously the textures, like the rocks and the dirt and the actual buildings, and I think there's a few others, and some of the plants I think have changed, and all the static stuff. So there's a lot of things it does change. So yeah, so also it does also change some of the textures on the interiors as well.
Why there?
No, I'm here to basically punch you in the face, extremely hard, and we're all going to take a crack at you. But no, as you see, it does also affect the interiors. So it's not just exterior textures; it is also interior textures.
Another wanderer here to lick my father's boots.
No, so that's So this is yes, been born. So yeah, so you can see, but it does give the game a much more brighter, vibrant look just naturally brighter and more vibrant. Right, so I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go and have a look off at some other places. I'm gonna look at this. We're probably gonna have a little look at Solitude, and then we'll probably look at like either Dawnstar or Bulk Reef. So I will see you all in Solitude. Alright, and here we are in Solitude, and you know what? It's kind of like time, so we can get a different kind of like, see how it looks when it's at a different time of day. And here we are, kind of in the night time. And yeah, and again, as you can see, it's still kind of basically kind of cartoonerized. So if you wanted to, I don't know, so but you could probably try and download the mods that give your character maybe a slightly more kind of anime kind of style look, maybe. And then there you go. You could just literally You just literally just create an anime game where you can play in an anime style game. But yeah, so here we are. So this is Solitude. What's it done? What's it done to my bank? What's that about? You know what? My bank actually looks normal now, rather than it being all over the pissing shop of like, oh look at that. Blah, 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 blah. It actually kind of looks like a normal building now, actually.
Hello there.
So go and have a little look in Blue Palace, why not? And then after the Blue Palace, we will move on to either Dawnstar or Bulk Reef. I don't know which one I'm going to go to just yet. Here we are inside the Blue Palace. Now, obviously, the previous mod I had obviously changed this to all to like red and stuff like that, but obviously I've had to turn that one off. But yeah, that's the thing. It changes the textures, but it doesn't change too much about the coloration. I think it's a bit more whiter than it is kind of like cream kind of coloured. The other one was kind of like a beigey cream kind of colour. This one's a bit more white, like grayscale white. So what you expect kind of like plaster to look like, to be honest. But yeah. But the actual like patternings and the details and stuff like that are still very based off what the original was. So it's different, but not unfamiliar. Alright, so we're just going to have a look in one more place, and then that would be it, so I think. Alright, and here we are in Dawnstar. So I wanted to go to a place that had a bit different environment. So we're in a obviously much more snowy environment, and it's much snow. The snow is much brighter on the ground. The rocks is still kind of grayscale, but yeah. There you go, and yeah, and you can see that the buildings themselves are still obviously very similar in the patterning, texture kind of thing, but it's just brighter. It's so bright right now. It's probably going to be messing with my green screen actually, so that's going to be a real pain in the ass for me to sort out later on, or in editing. So sorry, future me. You're going to have a bitch of a time probably sorting this out. Yeah. So it doesn't change the look of the water. The water remains the same. But as you see, we got 2D rocks. We got 2D cartoon rocks. I mean, there's even seashells. You wouldn't expect to see seashells outside Dawnstar. But there you go. It's giving me a beach. So you're gonna go for a summer holiday to Dawnstar and go to the beach for all of 5 minutes because you kind of realise it's shit. But yeah, there you go. So if you're looking for something that, if you want to cartoonize your game, you know, but at the same time simultaneously make it brighter and more vibrant, then maybe this one might not be actually a bad one to go for. But right, so that's it for this one. So this was a Ghibli Skyrim all-in-one, or that's the version I've got.
Sorry, gotta run.
And of course, I will leave a link in the description below if you want to try it out for yourself, or if you want to bookmark it for later on. But right, so that is it for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, and why not subscribe to the channel to keep up with anything else that I'm doing, regardless of whether it's Skyrim, or whether it's the fragmented vlogs, or if it's me basically doing Twitch, and doing Twitch VODs and stuff like that. Also, why not come and join me over on Twitch from time to time? And I do have a schedule, but it's primarily, well, the problem is the timing is thing, but obviously in our channel update video you can find out basically what the general schedule for it is in there, and there is a link to Twitch in the my channel description, so you can just click on there and join there. You can also join the Discord as well if you wish, but it's entirely up to you. But right, so that's it for this video, so until next time, I'll see you all later.
Baby, talking pennies, I need